back again.
Oh, no, not again. You're ever so lucky to see us again, aren't you?
Return of the selfie stick. This time we've flown from London via Singapore to Sydney. Well, we haven't landed yet, but we've been on the plane for 19 hours. We're on 2 different planes for 19 hours. And yeah, we're going to take in Sydney and Cairns and Melbourne, and then we're going on a cruise around New Zealand on this one. But yeah, it's been a bit surreal. You know the funny kind of jet lag that you get on a long haul flight? Well, I've never experienced anything like this one. By far the furthest I've flown, and Singapore airport was fun, wasn't it? We had 4 hours there. Dad found some big fluffy dogs in a pile of plastic plants. We found an outdoor pool. We had a beer and a shower.
Paid some money and used
it was all very surreal because it was pitch black but midday to us. But anyway, we're landing now. We'll take you with us. See you at the next stop. Well, we've literally just arrived at the hotel. Our room's not ready, so we've taken a stroll up to Hyde Park for our first beer. Tiny beers. Cheers. Literally, look at that. I should hold it closer to the camera for perspective.
I'll hold mine further away. I don't drink a lot, you see.
But no, there's only 12 people on this tour, so it's going to be a very up close and personal tour. And we've already walked halfway from the hotel to the Opera House. But obviously, we're exhausted and we're wearing winter clothes.
Yeah, I've still got my flight socks on.
Yeah, look, I mean, literally, I'm in jeans. And it's 26 degrees, it's gorgeous actually. We've walked straight into the sunshine.
Yeah, we're going to go back, unpack our case,
have a shower,
and then hit the town.
I wasn't prepared to sit in a hotel bar for 2 hours when we had this outside, so yeah, we're here. We've landed and it's awesome.
I think we're going to go round and have a tour around the Sydney Opera House, and then we're going to walk all the way around and walk over the bridge.
Today?
Yes, today probably.
The jet lag hasn't hit him yet. No, you wait.
No, that's what I have in mind.
There's always Uber.
But we're not going over the top of the bridge because that's a 3.5 hour trip apparently.
Yeah.
We might just walk over the bridge and get some photographs.
Let's see how far we get. Let's see how far we get.
Cheers.
Well, we've been brave. We've left the hotel. It's about 4 in the morning UK time at the moment, but we're surprisingly awake, and no wonder. Look, the weather is beautiful. Check out. Got an Uber down to the harbour here. That is Sydney Harbour Bridge. We're even going to try walking over that in a minute, aren't we?
We certainly are, or hopefully if we've got enough energy to get all that way around there, but it's only about 2 miles away, so...
If I bring you round, check that out.
Ooh.
It's amazing.
The old Opera House. It's absolutely wonderful. Now, this was designed by, I always thought it was Basil Spence, but actually it was Jorn Hudson, Nick?
Jorn Utzon. Jorn Utzon.
Yeah.
In 1973.
1973. It is actually a World Heritage Building.
UNESCO World Heritage Site, yeah. So this is, I mean, I'm not surprised either. It is... I can't think of another building I've seen that's been more architecturally striking.
But what really strikes both of us, I think, is when we walked up to it, we didn't realise it's ceramic tiles, the roof.
Yeah. And it's not white. I thought it would be crystal white. It's creamy, isn't it?
But it is covered in ceramic tiles. It's absolutely wonderful.
As it is wonderful to be in 26 degree sunshine, having left the sleet and the coals behind.
Yeah. But we've done
it's
well.
Beautiful.
I left my sunglasses back in the hotel room, and Nick's left his watch back in the hotel room. So we're not really clicking on all cylinders at the moment.
We're definitely not clicking on all cylinders, but yeah, we're here. We're having a good old look round. Look, there's some people walking across the top of the bridge there. I don't think I'm going to convince you to do that, Dad, am I?
Well, it's a 3.5 hour trip, Nick. Otherwise, I'd love to do it.
Oh, it's going to take too long. There you go.
They've got a Ferris wheel on the back if you want to go around in circles.
I think we could manage a walk over the flat bit of the bridge because that's free as well. Let's do that.
Okay.
it's official, we're still awake.
Only just though, only just.
5:15 on day one. I'm amazed. I really thought we'd be asleep by now, but I feel fine. How do you feel, Dad?
I don't feel too bad. I feel okay actually. We've walked all the way up and we've crossed the older harbour bridge.
Yeah.
But there's hundreds of steps we have to climb from the
It's a bit of a workout to get up here, but can you see? There you can see. There's the Opera House. Here's some better footage from the camera. But yeah, you walk through what feels like this kind of prison walkway, sadly, because obviously they protect it to stop people climbing over. But yeah, I'm glad we did this.
No, exciting. We've seen two major monuments within Sydney, and I think for the first day we've done very well.
I thought we'd be asleep by now. Well, where are we, Dad?
We're at Mrs. McGuigan's chair.
Mrs. McGuigan's.
Mrs.
Old McGuigan's
She
chair.
was the wife of the governor out
It's
here.
not McGuigan.
No, I know.
What is it? Maguire. Maguire? I can't remember.
Something like that.
Maguire.
Yeah.
We'll sort that out in a minute.
Yeah. Anyway,
The old
we're
governor.
here.
The old governor's. What we're
The
talking.
governor's wife's favourite place, and she used to sit here so she could look across the harbour to where the bridge and the Opera House is now. But
Wait,
of
but the
course,
Opera House one, they were all
I know.
the bridge.
I was just about to say, but of course that was prior to these two being built.
Yeah. Now it's popular because you can
Yeah.
see both in one shot.
Yeah.
But it's lovely. I'm going to walk around and show you some of the tree roots here. I think are really weird. It sounds a weird thing to say, but they're really unusual. And we've seen some cockatoos here, haven't we?
Cockatoos
And ibis.
Or ibis, as in the hotel.
Yeah.
And they got a great big long beak that you certainly wouldn't like to be packed on the leg with one of those, are
No,
you?
and funny black leathery heads.
Oh, yeah.
It's warm today, not sunny though, is it?
No,
but
no.
but this is the first day of our tour. We slept all right last night,
Yeah.
so
we got our sunglasses on, so you can't
Yeah.
see the colour of our eyes.
bring it on. I said it sounded weird, but this is what I meant by the tree roots. They just seem like prehistoric, huge, like a children's book illustration. And they're just absolutely amazing, and they're everywhere. All of these trees have these really, I don't know what trees they are, really incredible kind of root systems. Dad's found a big old rock next to all the coaches.
This is the Tide and Time granite monolith.
The Tide and Time granite monolith. I came all this way to see that. Mrs.
McQuarrie.
Mrs. McQuarrie.
Mrs. McQuarrie.
And this is it. We've got 20 minutes to walk around this little park. Lots of rock everywhere in Sydney.
Sandstone. Local stone is
Yeah.
sandstone.
Look at that. Almost knocked the camera on that bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty low.
But it's very nice to see all these books, I think.
It just feels really balmy, really tropical. Bit of sun in February. It's what you need. I know what Dad's up to. Got some dog poo on his shoe, I think. Well, the bus tour's taken us all the way up here. This is now the entrance of Sydney Harbour. I mean, astounding, the views and the scale of this place. And also just really these exclusive neighbourhoods with private schooling and houses. Well, our guide's been saying are kind of worth upwards of 15 million, the homes up here. It's beautiful. It's like Carmel or Malibu, you know, in the States. Really, really, really striking, beautiful scenery. Lots of signs up here offering assistance to those in trouble, so obviously quite a popular suicide spot, which isn't great. That is lovely, silky soft sand.
That really isn't it?
That really is the real deal. Full of sharks, but still amazing. I'm going to go and have a paddle. Oh my goodness, that is cold. That is lovely. You guess where we are?
We're on Bondi Beach in Australia.
Yeah, Bondi Beach.
And if you look behind us over there, you'll see the people surfing. This is really good.
It is.
Yeah.
It is literally the perfect beach. Obviously, it's quite busy, But as beaches go, this is absolutely stunning. One of the top 10 surfing beaches in the world, probably like the original, maybe not the original surf beach, that's probably a Californian beach, but it's beautiful. Australia is definitely growing on me, I like it. Very different to everywhere else, and I thought it would be the same as so many others, but it's not. So embarking on our lunchtime cruise. Dad's having a spritzer.
And
it's a bit wobbly up here, isn't it?
It's the boat, not the wine, that's making this sway of it.
Just had a nice buffet curry downstairs. And look, this is our last glimpse, I suppose. Where is it?
Where is it? There.
Oh, there it is.
There it is, yeah.
Nice little cruise. The sun is out. We're off to the Blue Mountains this afternoon, we've decided now.
Yeah.
So,
see the 3 peaks.
Really, this is going to be our last glimpse of... Oh, we're going under the bridge as well, Dad.
Oh yeah, here it is. We've been over it, we're now going under it.
So we've decided to leave Sydney this afternoon. We would have done an update on the train. Yes, we have taken a 2-hour train to the Blue Mountains. The scenery on the way up was absolutely fantastic, but we did get told to shush because we were in a quiet carriage, so there was no way we could have done one of these there. And now we have arrived here, still a little bit jet lagged. I almost fell asleep on the train, so did you, Dad, didn't you?
I tried to, but yes, you know, these things happen.
But then you managed to wake up.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was very, very cold on the train because we were in such a rush to catch this train. We literally are in our shorts and short sleeves, and of course it's air conditioned. So we've had to buy, or I've had to buy, an emergency hoodie.
Yes, I found it in the store, and I said to Nick, what do you reckon of this, Nick? Would this look all right on me? And with that was it, it was gone. He had it on his back and it wasn't mine anymore.
Well, it wouldn't have fitted you, Dad.
It would, I had it on, it was beautiful.
It's got a bit of stretch in it.
You rocker.
So anyway, we've got a half-hour walk on our hands now. That guy gave us a wave. Half-hour walk on our hands now to Echo Point, Three Sisters, which is an apparently a really brilliant place to view the Blue Mountains.
It's in all the tour books.
Yep, so that's what we're doing, and you're going to see it too in just a second. It's been a bit of a slog to get here. 2 hours on a train. I sat in bed this morning researching this on Google thinking, is it going to be worth it? Is it? Check this out. Other than the Grand Canyon, I cannot think I've ever been anywhere with this kind of view. And because of the time of day, we've got amazing shadows over this scenery, and of course it's empty. There's a handful of people here. What do you reckon, Dad?
Well, the disadvantage of it being empty is we've got to walk back as well as walk here.
That's a minor detail. A minor detail.
No, it's absolutely wonderful. I've never really been to mountains before, but these are absolutely splendid. You know,
this really is. We've gone walkabout.
Yep, walkabout.
This is off the tour, but an amazing bonus. Let me show you some more pictures. So we've made our way now from that last lookout to a very famous place known as Echo Point, and because of the time of day we've got it to ourselves, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, look, there's no one here. Let's give it a go.
Right.
I'll give it a go first.
Go on then.
Something tribal. That's not bad. Your turn, Dad. Well, you got to face outwards.
Oh! No, it's best if you face inwards. Hello!
Well, that's just echoing off the iPhone.
Well, I've walked all this way when I could have sat in the lounge and shouted at your iPhone. You're a rotter, you are.
Okay.
You so.
It's just
Right, your turn to have another go. Boo!
Yeah, there is a
Boo! It's better that way.
okay.
Are we ready?
It's someone else's turn now.
Get steady! Go! Right, that's it. I've
That's
done
it.
enough.
Okay, someone else has turned up, so that's enough. Well, we've arrived in Cairns and we've rented a car, and as you can see it's a bit windy today. So yeah, we're heading north from Cairns and we're heading up to Port Douglas along what is supposedly the most beautiful coastal drive in Australia. But it's a bit windy. It's incredibly windy. But we're seeing all the kangaroo signs and the crocodile signs, but we're not seeing the creatures. Probably a good thing in some cases, but we're 10 minutes into an hour's drive. Well, it's Barrier Reef Day. It's 6 a.m. We've woken up. Oh my goodness, it's hot out here. It's so humid you would not believe. This is the Hilton Doubletree in Cairns on the seafront here. And unlike yesterday, it's looking a lot clearer. I don't know how long this will last, but if I look up, oh, that's almost a blue sky up there, isn't it?
Walking along the old quay out towards our boat, the Reef Magic.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest days of the trip for me. Although we have just been told that we have to wear these name badges because someone was once left on the reef, never found again.
Never found it. Eaten by the sharks, they would tell us.
But it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Here's the
we
group.
go. Let's
Here's
have a
the
look
group.
around. Let's get a picture of the Reef
Hang on.
Magic at the back. There she is.
Quite a big group. There's going to be hundreds of people on this platform, but we're given hours to snorkel the reef. Okay, so we're having to wear ridiculous suits and snorkel stuff, but we are about to go in and snorkel the reef. You feeling ready, Dad?
No, I can't get my flipper on me.
You're on camera.
Good.
This is all going to be fun. Okay.
Yes! 2 pearls! Oh. Got him!
Just coming back into port after our magic reef experience. And what do you reckon, Dan?
I reckon it was one of the most wonderful days, Nick. It was something memorable. One off the bucket list.
It certainly was. I did the reef safari as a little optional extra, which was basically a 2K swim in 2-meter waves.
Yeah, if you're ever down this way, I would recommend that you come on this trip. You know, it's nothing to worry about. It's well worth it, honestly.
It was. Don't get to do this every day. Down on the boardwalk, and the pelicans are pruning their feathers and generally wobbling their underbeak. It's a very, very, very hot, humid day today. Pelicans are wandering away from me. I've come down onto the beach, but they're not interested. Not interested whatsoever. There's Dad sitting on the dock of the bay. So anyway, this is the end of Cairns. We're heading off to the airport now for our flight to Melbourne. And obviously it's been an awesome trip. So bye bye Cairns, Melbourne, here we come. So we've just walked out of the hotel and we're in Melbourne now. And yeah, it's another big city. It's kind of similar to Sydney so far, really. And yeah, we don't really know what we're going to find. Tomorrow we've got the full tour, but we're here. Our final Australian stop. Well, we're up another tall tower. This time it's in Melbourne and we're in the Eureka Sky Deck.
84 floors?
88 floors.
88 floors.
And
yes.
from here we can see all of these sporting facilities, the Grand Prix track. And what else have we seen? We've seen the pop-up globe, the Melbourne pop-up globe, which was set up by my buddies, Bob and Miles. So I was delighted to see that. But yeah, I love a high point in a city. It's a good way to see absolutely everything. And yeah, we've certainly seen it all from up here, haven't we?
It really is. And you realise how there's lots of things very close, lots of greenery out there. But when you walk in the streets, you never really get to see it till you get
But
to
the ultimate adventure is on its way, because we've got a car this afternoon. We'll take you with us, and we're going to go where we like. We're off on walkabout again. Okay, so it's our last day, full day in Australia, apart from the return from the cruise. And we've borrowed a car, and we are on a very slow drive looking for kangaroos and koalas. We've driven for half an hour outside of Melbourne. So yeah, it's quite a time-intensive activity, but thrilling.
Could be a long day.
There's our vehicle behind us that we've borrowed. You can see, check it out. Kangaroos next 3 kilometres.
Yeah.
It's taken us the best part of what, an hour and a half?
Yes, but we've had a little bit of success. We might be able to show you some photographs of some kangaroos in the world.
Yeah.
If you're really lucky, that is.
So we had to go off of the main road, down a private driveway, thinking we'd get away with it. The owner then turns up to find me parked on his driveway, stood on the wheel of this car, trying to shoot these roos. And but yeah, fortunately he was friendly. There weren't any shotguns.
Right,
So
let's separate so you can see our car.
yeah. Oh yeah, there it is. There she is, the Subaru.
The Subaru.
All right, mate. How's it going there?
You ready?
Skippy. We've driven up a private driveway to see these fellas. Tie my kangaroo down, sport. Tie my kangaroo down. Oh, he's having a nice time, isn't he? That is a kangaroo in the wild. So we now do have the landowner's permission. And we are way closer to them than I ever thought possible. They are all watching us. And there is something quite threatening about that. That is a large animal. That is a very large animal. Incredibly well camouflaged. Incredibly well camouflaged. But I mean, that is a joey. That's a small one. Oh, they're beautiful. What beautiful creatures. Look at that. So quite by accident we've stumbled on this incredible national park. There's obviously kids playing down by this river, which has got an outlet or tunnel in the rock face there. Here comes Dad. Let's go over this bridge. Look, there's a massive bird there in the tree. This is beautiful. What a lovely surprise. Well, the weather has improved drastically and we are now in one of the best places for spotting koalas near Melbourne. We're in a national park known as Warrandyte and specifically Pound Bend Reserve. There are also snakes, large spiders, dingoes, kangaroos, but we're after koalas and they're somewhere in this forest. Well, we've well and truly gone walkabout now. It is stunningly beautiful here, but you can't help but worry about what critters are around. But that heady smell of eucalyptus.
So these koalas.
It is really, really special here. The koalas are here, Dad. They're here.
I know.
This is one of the places to spot them.
I've seen a sign that says "Beware koalas."
There is a koala sign, like a kangaroo sign. So it's somewhere here. It's now 6 o'clock. We need to head back. We did say initially we'd have the car back for 7. That's not going to happen. And we've still got the neighbour's set and a supermarket shop to do. So no koalas this time, something to come back for. But at least we got to see some roos. Well, this is on the way back from our little walkabout. So we've gone from nature to a classic TV street. We are in Ramsey Street, which is hilarious. I used to watch this growing up on the TV. It was just after Blue Peter, but I haven't watched it for 20 years, but it's still on TV. We had the Kennedys. Oh, but yeah, I remember like Kylie and Jason. And Boomer and Joe Mangle, like playing out on this, out here with his ute. I remember all of that. But yeah, that's all I can remember. But it seemed as we're here, and it's still got 24/7 security. This chap's here, making sure that no one turns up and gets too excited. Well, it's goodbye to Australia today. We're on the what's it? The Golden Princess?
Diamond Princess, isn't it?
I think it's the Golden Princess.
We'll let you know.
I hope we're on the right
boat.
boat.
We'll let you know what boat it is.
But yeah, it's a lovely ship so far. The room's obviously far superior to what we had last year. So yeah,
a little bit different than what normal cruise boats are like we've been on. This is absolutely massive. But
it's big. Yeah, lots of facilities.
It's got everything. We're in the sanctuary at the moment, which is
yeah. Have a look at this.
Very nice area.
So you have to pay like 12 quid for a half day if you want to come up and sit in this quiet, relaxing area. It's quite nice though, isn't it? Quite nice. Anyway, we're 2 days at sea. We'll take you with us. Well, we've just woken up. It's Valentine's Day. This is our first update on the ship so far. And today we've arrived first thing in the morning. It's bright and early. They've bought us our breakfast on our balcony. And we've arrived at Milford Sound.
Milford Sound, yes.
So this is the start of our Fiordland scenic cruise, and this was always going to be a major part of the tour.
Yeah.
You can't really see it at the moment, but it is beautiful. We'll get lots and lots of shots. We're going to have a cup of tea, wake up a bit. It's 7 a.m. New Zealand time, but we're still on Australian time, so it feels like 5 a.m.
We got in about 12:15 last night, and awake at 7:15 to see the fields this morning. So
conditions are perfect. So our fjord expedition continues. Dad and I have prime position at the back of the ship. Well, this is our second voyage into a fjord today, isn't it, Dad?
it is. We've been in Milford Sound.
That woke us up this morning for breakfast. A little too early, actually.
That was rather nice.
They call this Fiordland for obvious reasons. Look at it. I mean, this is the stunning scenery we were promised in New Zealand, wasn't it?
Yes. If you go up through the ship then,
Yeah, there's the ship.
up through the ship there.
Oh yeah,
Tip
yeah.
of the mountain.
Yeah. Oh,
Walking around.
they're big old mountains either side, and we're just floating down the middle, very close actually to these
Yeah,
to the
water,
banks.
It must just drop away, the water. There's no beaches or anything here.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. It really is the set of Lord of the Rings. So it's our first port of call. We're in Dunedin and we're off on a privately booked tour. I don't know what it's going to be like, but it should be good. Up nice and early. Hundreds of passengers coming off. Oh, we're going on a steam train. Oh, not a steam train, going on a train of some sort.
Although we've got a beautiful day for you today here, in the winter time she gets fairly cold. And you will find the Māori population larger in the North Island. Down here we have a very much a European sort of feel, because in 1848 we had two boats, the Philip Lang, the John Wycliffe, arrive here from Edinburgh, Scotland. See over on your right, that Cadbury's chocolate factory there, the big large purple cylinder. Inside there you'll find a chocolate waterfall. Eat your heart out, Willy Wonka. Just see the tower of the railway station in front of us.
Onto the Gorge Railway. So today we've left the ship. This is our first stop in New Zealand and we've gone on the, how do you say it, Dad? Tareri, is it?
Tigeri Mountain Railway, I think it is.
Tareri Gorge
Tareri
Railway, which
Gorge
is
Railway.
a really old, really quaint little train that takes us on this narrow gauge track up through the gorges and through the countryside of New Zealand.
Over viaducts.
It's been absolutely superb, absolutely superb.
The big observation platform on the back.
Yeah, and through tunnel after tunnel after tunnel. I mean, a 2-hour run on that rattly little train, and half the time I stood out the back, just looking down at the tracks. I mean, just stunning, really. Incredible scenery. The sun's disappeared, which is a bit of a shame.
But it's nice and warm.
It is nice and warm.
The sky looks grey here, but if I look over there, it's blue. So it's you know, we're up in the mountains, so you expect the sky to change around a bit. But,
and more importantly, because I arranged this on my phone in the hotel lobby, I think it was half the price than if we had gone for the cruise excursion. So a bargain. A slightly rattlier train. We've seen the cruise ship train, but this one's an older train and a far more authentic experience, I think.
It certainly is, and where we stood, not 2 foot from where we stood, Nick picked up a $2 coin. So we're in
cash
profit.
back.
Cash back.
Got $2. So we're going to head back down now, and then I think we've got a coach tour this afternoon.
We've got coach tour around Dunedin.
And I'm gonna, Dunedin, which is obviously, it feels just like Scotland. It was founded by Scottish settlers, and
but it's very remote up here, and as the train stops, all the local ladies have all done all their knitting, and it's all laid out ready to come and buy. It's some very nice knitted octopuses and
very quaint. Possum merino wool,
possum merino cardigans and things like
that. It's like a little car boot sale at the side of the train. Yeah. There is no station; it just stops and you climb off down these rickety little ladders. But Yeah, it's all good. I'm glad
good.
we did this. This was a really good first stop in New Zealand.
And he sang till the greenwood rang. He won the heart of the lady. Ah-dee-doo, da-day. Ah-dee-doo, day. Whistled and he sang till the greenwood rang. He won the heart of the lady. There you go.
We will be taking in the sights of Dunedin, steepest street in the world, and many other features, and I'll be letting you hop off the coach throughout the tour and grab photos and have a bit of a walk around. And first of all, we'll be making our way up to one of the most magnificent views.
So we're back in Dunedin now, and we're overlooking the city, which is gorgeous. Unfortunately, the weather's not as good as it was this morning, but hey, I haven't got any sun cream, so that's okay. Well, the bus tour continues, and we're now at the world's steepest street. Can you see it behind us?
Yes, I'm not quite sure that it is. I think Golden Hill, it might be steeper than
No,
that.
there's one in San Fran that's very steep, but that...
That looks pretty steep, I got to say. Yes,
Can
I
you
got to
actually
say.
drive up it, do you reckon?
Well, I don't know. I think if you're mad, you can.
But it's very
Yeah.
steep. It's funny, I think we've seen probably the best of Dunedin today.
But
haven't we?
as you walk up this road, there's a little
Yeah,
garage
look.
here that's a coffee shop.
Yeah,
There's
look at this. All these little,
There's a
little coffee shop there, garage.
caravan that sells jewellery.
Where is it? There, caravan.
There's a pottery shop up here.
Everyone, if you've got a house on this road, you might as well, because it's full of tourists, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
World's steepest street. Dad's going to jog up it now. Off you go, Dad.
I've been up twice. I'm not doing it again.
We're going to do the bleep test.
I've been up twice. Now come on.
There is an inland colony where the albatross nesting site is located. Now, the albatross spend about 70% of their lifespan in the open ocean. They only come inland to nest, and we're very, very lucky to have a nesting site here in Dunedin.
Arrived in Akaroa. Today we are holding a tender. Fortunately, it's nice and flat out there. Never been on a tender before. Very pleasantly surprised by Akaroa this morning. As you can see, we've got an absolutely beautiful day. This is actually a volcanic crater. This whole harbour, which is why we've got these black beaches. But today we've decided to go off and spot some wildlife rather than do another city tour. So Christchurch has been pushed back, and instead we're off on a 2.5-hour scenic nature cruise. So we're hopefully going to see, well, there is an opportunity to see all sorts of marine life, from penguins to dolphins. We'll see what we get. Dad has found a lovely little cafe. We're just waiting for our cruise. We've got an hour, so This is great. This is really the kind of thing we're looking for. There's Dad, look. Sitting down, waiting for his cappuccino. What a lovely little quaint town we found here. Full of character, it's balmy hot. And another day adventuring, here we come. Here we go, Dad's got himself a nice long coat.
Yeah, I bought this, darling. I'm going to bring it home. This is what we're going to wear all winter.
The sailor's smock.
Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, something like that. World Polo, better than Ralph Lauren. And we're heading out on the high seas.
Okay, we've got 2 life rings up here on the roof. We'll throw one of them to keep them afloat till we come back and pick them up, normally on the way home, okay?
Landed on another planet. This incredible colours in the rock. Bit blowy out here, but it's still warm.
It's lovely. I got the captain's coat on. I'm alright.
There's an eel in there. Oh, it's grunting. Yeah, that's it. Hey, well done. Little fluffy penguin. So Dad and I have decided to hire some bikes to see Akaroa for ourselves. Here he is, coming up behind. All right, Dad? It's all good. Dad hasn't used a bike for 20 years. But, yeah. What a way to see New Zealand. The tip of Akaroa. Oh, hello, he's got a bit of a wobble on. And this concludes our bike ride. We're going to return it to the hire shop now. How's that saddle, Dad?
Painful. Very.
But look. Okay, so we are now in Te Papa Museum in Wellington. Wellington is of course New Zealand's capital, and we're starting inside today because I was desperate to see this. This is the largest preserved giant squid on the planet. They don't get bigger than this, and it's a real draw for this museum, so I had to see this with my own eyes, and my goodness me, it is a gruesome spectacle. So this is Wellington, it's another big city, and we're just having a wander around. We're going to take a cable car up a mountain in a minute and have a little look at the top of there. There we go, this is our one. Take us up the hill. Yeah, it's all good. We're right at the front. Gonna get the shot. Well, it is an incredibly windy day in windy Wellington. That breeze coming off the Cook Strait, about 28 mile an hour winds whipping up through here. But you can see there, that's one of the beaches, which I don't know if we'll get a chance to look at, to be honest. I mean, this is a city. I don't know if we'll go that far into it. We may just have a little wander around up here. We've already walked for nearly 3 hours. But yeah, it's an attractive city when you get up here. Obviously, it's nestled in these mountains, which is very attractive, and of course it is also the capital of New Zealand, so Parliament is based here. We're descending deeper into the botanic jungle.
Into the bloody undergrowth.
Trying to find our way back to the boat. Oh, I don't know. We'll get there. This has got to be the way, Dad, because it's downhill. What are you getting out? You got a map?
Wellington Botanic Gardens.
So this afternoon we've had a little bit of lunch. I had a lovely little pizza. It's only about £6. Brilliant.
I had a kiddie ice cream because I'm dieting.
Yeah. And we're now walking through the botanic jungle.
And we're lost.
Yeah, we're a bit lost.
We were doing all right till Nick pointed out I had the map upside down on 2 occasions, but
Good job.
that, we're all right.
Good job we got Siri.
Here we go, Nick. Let's stand in front of this small palm here.
Yeah, look, it's huge. I mean, it's like, can you hear? Listen.
Hello.
I mean, literally, the whole place is alive with bugs.
Yeah,
but it's, you know, it's not. We're not really adventuring here. It's all on tarmac.
Here I am wearing the palm.
Kind of getting used to this incredible dramatic landscape. Of course, we're on the South Pacific now. Where are we off to today?
No, I don't. Gisborne.
Well, another day, another adventure. Today the cruise ship has docked in Gisborne. It's our, or Gisborne, apparently you can say it either way. It's our second to last stop in New Zealand, North Island. And we've hired bikes again.
Yes, that's right. We've got our bikes, and I think we've got them for half a day this time, and we've come all the way along the coast. It's a very flat road, and we just pulled off the road and looking at the beach, which is absolutely deserted.
Have a look at this. Have a look at this. It is gorgeous.
Cruise ship's in front of us.
Hang on, Dad. I'm going to go round. Oh, hey, there we go. Silhouetted now, but this is beautiful. This is totally undeveloped. Just families here enjoying themselves. It's beautiful. You see the cruise ship in the background. Got our bikes. Woo, there they are.
This is just about right for February.
Oh, it's incredible. We actually just stopped for a coffee, and there was a surf club downstairs, and I snuck in and found their big pump of Factor 50s. So we've both covered ourselves in that, because otherwise, well, we're burnt to a crisp. What is it, 11:30? Mad Dogs and Englishmen and all that.
And there's a couple of young girls just running off down in their bikinis for a swim.
Yep, there is. I'm not going to show you that. I'm not going to show you that.
I'm shutting my eyes.
Yeah. So we've got about another 4k along here, Dad. Then it's back the other way, and then a spot of lunch. I've never been on a beach this deserted. Look at it. We are the only ones here. Absolutely incredible. It is a Sunday, but there's not even a car park. Absolutely stunning. This is what New Zealand delivers, eh? So that's Gisborne. We've had an amazing day. We've seen all sorts of things. And a great big broad, I think they call them broad fins, brought in, which look like a marlin or a swordfish, but obviously could be a different name. But no, good day. I think I've exhausted, Dad. How are you feeling, Dad?
Perfectly fit, Nick. In fact, I might jog back.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Well, today we have docked in Tauranga. It's our final port of call in New Zealand, but instead of hanging around the town, we've hired a car with some friends on board, and we've driven up to this place, Waiutapu, which is famous for its bubbling volcanic pools and this thing. This is the Lady Knox geyser, which they trigger to erupt every day, and you're about to see it.
There's probably some of you there who are skeptical and saying, well, that's not a natural geyser. It is a natural geyser. If you left it alone, it would still erupt, but the eruption would be every 12 to 48 hours. We don't know when it would be, and we can't have you camping out here, so that's why we choose to induce it. It's been induced every day for over 80 years, and the first time that it's recorded of being induced is in 1903.
That is amazing.
Oh, it's hot as well. So that's Lady Knox geyser erupting.
Erupting geyser.
Yeah, amazing. They got it going with surfactant apparently, which is part of soap without
Soap
the
bubbles.
soapy bit.
Yeah.
But it shot up initially and it's still going. It's quite hot, and we're getting sprayed by it.
And we're getting sprayed, and it's first geyser I've ever seen, so this is another first.
Yeah,
Yeah, wonderful.
pretty
There's
cool,
thousands
isn't
of
it?
people
Look
around
at
here.
it. Look at it. So it's a nice little holiday spot, Dad.
Yeah, it's blowing hot air at high level and cooler air around the kneecaps, which is keeping me quite cool.
And it smells like a rotten egg.
It is like a rotten egg. It's like a million rotten eggs.
So you're going to go for a dip?
Well, I might do, Nick, but if you come down here and have a look at the temperature of the water, it might not be a good idea. It's something like 100 degrees.
So it's at boiling
centigrade.
point, basically. Boiling point, this pool. But look at the colours. Look at the colours there. It's incredible. Do you remember what colour it is that made that? What mineral it is that makes that lovely orange colour?
It's certainly not magnesium. It's
Magnesium's purple.
purple. Sulphur's yellow. And that must be iron oxide, that colour.
That's right, a mixture of iron and sulphur to make the orange.
See, I don't really. Would you like
See,
me to
travelling and learning.
go through
Travelling
the
and learning.
the
Oh
full
my
table?
God. I can't tell you how hot it is here. Well, if you imagine standing over a boiling kettle and a bowl of rotten eggs, you get basically create the same sensation at home.
In fact, with my aversion to eggs, and I don't think this is a good place for me, but it's worth a visit.
Oh, I think it's superb. It's like we've landed on a different planet. It feels like a scene out of Star Trek.
And if you ever want to come here, it's called Wellington.
No, it's not called
Wonderland.
that.
What's it called?
Waiatupu.
Waiatapu.
Yeah, you called it Wally Tupu or something.
No, Wally was the fish I swam with.
Okay. Look at the little bubbles there. Oh, is this the champagne pool? They tell us about the champagne pool. Look at this. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not drinking it though. It's not.
It's
a bit above room temperature.
Absolutely incredible. So this is the most recent crater. This one collapsed in 1968. Let's hope another one don't collapse today as we traipse around. Bubbling away down there. Almost looks like molten metal. Widely recognised as one of the Earth's most volcanic areas, Dad.
So they tell me, but it is very picturesque here. It smells absolutely terrible, but to look at it with all the different colours out there.
You wouldn't believe that this is naturally occurring. I mean, look at that pool down there. And all the colours come from different minerals. And of course, all the geothermal and volcanic activity here.
It all bubbles up from under the soil, they tell me. Bubbles.
The rocks.
It's bubbling away all the time.
Hopefully we won't get any major volcanic activity today. We haven't for a long time apparently here. Well, that just about concludes our trip today, Dad, doesn't it?
It certainly does. I don't know whether to swim in it or drink it tonight in the restaurant. It looks a bit like a pea soup.
Look at the colour of that. That is the Devil's Bath.
The Devil's Bath, they call it.
The final highlight, and what a highlight it is, of our volcanic experience. So now we've arrived in a Maori village, and it is, again, as you can see the smoke there, surrounded in geothermal activity. And for lunch today we have this. This is called a hangi, and a hangi is basically a pasty, but it's got slightly different things in it. It seems to have everything under the sun in it, so that'll be interesting. And taha, which apparently is some sort of local natural Maori thing, which tastes lovely. So yes, more adventures. I think we're going to see the haka at 2 o'clock, which should be good, and then it'll be back to the ship. But we're packing it in as usual.
200 to 300 years ago, the setting here is a lot different. Basically, the ancestral meeting house comes from the chief's house, which in days of old is the focal point of the village, where discussion is held all the time. For example, about where they're going to be hunting food, whether or not they're going to be at war with an opposing tribe. So basically what you have here is just a natural hole, which has created itself naturally through the geothermal. What we've done is utilised it by putting slats, all rocks with a box and a lid to go on top of it. And we use it just like you would a conventional oven. We only cook our vegetables and our shellfish in this pool. 7 to 10 swishes and a muslin cloth with a rope attached to it for vegetables. About 65 to 100 swishes for shellfish, depending on what that is. And the corn you can see cooking in there at the moment, that'll take 10 to 15 minutes to cook.
Well, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the name of this place, but it is an authentic Maori settlement, a village, right up in the mountains, built on these volcanic pools and geothermal kind of geysers. So they're living amongst all of this stuff, and we've seen all sorts today, Dad, haven't we?
Well, we have. I think the people that live here actually were moved from up the mountain when the volcano erupted back in 18 diddly dot.
They've been here a while.
They've been here a while, and it's very good. And we're stood right in front of a mud pool.
Yeah, look at the mud pool behind us, bubbling away. I don't
Bubbling
know if you
away,
can.
yeah.
But this place, I mean, obviously, this place has been here for a long time, but I can't help but feel this thing could pop at any moment.
Yeah.
There's so much going on beneath our feet here, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But while we're still here, let's tell you what else we've done. We've had an incredible tour, an hour's tour of the whole village. I mean, up to 13 families used to live in these little houses.
Hot baths.
And it's still
everything, yeah.
still passed down through the generations. Still Maori people live in these houses today.
Yeah.
And we've had some food. What was it? A haggis?
Haggis.
Hungy.
Hungy.
Had a
which is,
hungy and
which is the equivalent of a tidiogi or Cornish pasty
yeah,
out here.
yeah, it's been really good. And of course, we got to see some lovely, authentic Maori performance music, albeit in a very touristic environment. And of course, the haka, which even Dad and I had a go at with
the old dancers, and I think you'll be very amazed at how much Nick and I look like a Maori,
Yeah, it's incredible, really.
especially with this colour hair and the sunglasses on.
Yeah. But this is it. This is the last trip ashore. Well, we've still got Melbourne to come, but I feel now we're going back on the ship. We're starting to head home. We've a few adventures to come, but
Of course
yeah.
we have. We got another 5 days to go yet, or 6 days.
Most of the
or something.
exploring's over, so we'll show you the ship next. But I'm really pleased we came here.
It is, yes, and it's nice and warm.
It's
Can't
very
complain.
hot. Smells of
Can't
egg. Very hot.
Oh,
but
lovely man.
But I feel we got to see some
boiled
Maori
eggs everywhere.
some Maori culture today, which is what I really wanted to do on this trip. That's our sister ship, the Diamond Princess. Hooting a farewell as we leave New Zealand. Oh, and we reply. Bye-bye, New Zealand. It's been fun. Melbourne, here we come. So this is the Golden Princess. We are in, what's it called, this area?
This is the sanctuary. At
The Serenity of the Sanctuary at the front
Yes.
of the ship. So we've come in here to tell you a bit about this cruise ship. Now, the last 4 days at sea have been quite 4 days. That is because of Cyclone Gita. Now, I don't know if you remember seeing this in the news. It's one of, New Zealand said it received more rainfall during this cyclone than any other. It made records, basically.
Yeah, South Island that was.
South Island, 90 mile per hour winds, 11 metre swell. We actually had the captain on our stateroom TVs telling us to expect, some pretty extreme weather, but he did his job well, steered us around the back of the cyclone, but there were a couple of days there where, I've got some footage here of me trying to use the pools. It was a few minutes after me using this pool that they realised people were stupid enough to go in and that they needed to lock them down and drain them. So all 4 pools were drained, which was a shame because it was a great wave machine. But yeah, what do you think of the cruise, Dad?
I think it's been pretty good. We've done this anytime dining, but we've clicked in with these other four people or 2 couples.
This happened last year, didn't
and
it?
We seem to have spent all the dining time with them. So
So
that's
we've
been
met
pretty good.
And I think
pre-evening meal drinks and after meal drinks and discotheques.
And I think with this ship, it's fair to say what, 2,500 passengers on here, 1,000 staff, and more things to do than you could possibly imagine. The ship is huge. It's got an outdoor cinema, it's got unlimited pizza bars, it's got ice cream shacks, it's got fish and chip shops. The food is constant and non-stop, and we have a seated dining every evening. But yeah, 4 days at sea when it's going like this
was perfectly all right, but unfortunately Nick had to take some seasick pills.
I took some seasick pills, which made me fall asleep.
Laid on his bed. Although the ship was going up and down, the sun still shone, so that was okay.
Dad laid in the sun and read his book. But I think what I would take from this is I would never go for 4 days at sea again, because you are risking bad weather, and 4 days at sea for me, for my age at 40, was just too much. I just got a bit bored.
Well, you get bored, you young things, don't you? You know, when you get older, Nick, you realise that time passes you by and you just shut your eyes and let it happen.
Sounds fun, doesn't it? This Dad was the first on the dance floor. Plenty of examples of Dad getting up there. Always the first in his...
I don't like to hear that, actually.
What, you loved it?
No, it's just a bit of fun to encourage other people to dance.
Bit of fun. And it's not like people were being sick or anything at sea. It was fine, and I don't think there would be a better way to cover the ground we've covered and the ports we've seen and the things we've done and the things we've seen. There is no better way than a cruise ship when you've got a couple of weeks.
No, it's been a lot of travelling, but very, very well worth it. You know,
and of course, a cruise is very, very comfortable way of covering that kind of distance. Okay, so that's the Golden Princess. We still have Melbourne to come and the flight home. I'm sure we'll see you a little bit more before we go. And hope you enjoyed the journey. Well, we disembarked from the ship this morning. We're now in Melbourne. We have just a few short hours before we have to be at the airport for our return journey. But the good news is we've found out we've been upgraded to premium economy, which I've never flown. So that's going to be good. But where are we now, Dad?
We're in Melbourne Zoo.
Melbourne Zoo.
We've come all this way to see the elusive koala.
Yes.
Which they have two koalas that are hidden at the top of a tree, and it's not exactly the pose that we wanted of the cuddle of the koala.
No, we were never expecting a cuddle of a koala, Dad. But I was hoping to see a bit more, but we're going to go and have another look now, aren't we?
Yeah, why not? And then we're going to go back to Victoria Market, which Nick has allocated me 10 minutes in there to buy presents for everyone. So don't get too hopeful.
So what other animals have we seen here today?
We've seen a tiger. Our cats don't normally like water, do they?
It's a hot day. That's incredible.
Is that what that mesh is for, mate?
Well, there's something you don't see every day. Lovely tiger, beautiful tiger.
A duck-tailed platypus.
My goodness me, what an incredible creature. Look at it, scuffling around with its beak and those duck feet. It's a very unusual thing. The duck-billed platypus was a massive highlight for me. You won't find one of those in any zoo.
No, we've been into the butterfly house and they landed all on my spotted shirt, thinking
the lemurs were really,
lemurs were good.
Were really, really amazing because they come up very, very close. It's been interesting. We've seen
kangaroos were very sad because they shouldn't be in a place.
I'm
like
really
this.
glad we saw them in the wild because it was just kind of lolloping around. And they were so much more active in the wild, moving around, hopping around. They're just literally sitting there, waiting for their next dinner.
I do tend to feel with these days that wildlife photography and that zoos really, they have a scientific reason, but not really for people to keep wandering around seeing poor animals in enclosures. Really,
an important message for conservation, though. And this facility, I have to say, here we've not been looking through bars really. It's all looking down into pits. Yeah. It's very open. It's very. It's an excellent zoo, actually. Excellent.
But to see the kangaroos in their enclosure and to see the kangaroos in the wild, I know what ones I prefer to watch.
Yeah. But still, we tried to see the koalas in the wild, and we're going to try and see them again now.
That big kangaroo in the wild made me a bit worried. I thought he was going to come and attack us.
Yeah, I got some shots of the kangaroo's claws actually earlier today here, and They are a force to be reckoned with. Obviously, this was a small kangaroo. The one we saw was at least 6 foot. It was massive.
It was a 6 to 8 footer. It was a big boy.
big
he
un.
was.
Yeah, if you've got kicked by one of those legs, you'd be in trouble. Well, there is a koala. He's not going to come down the tree. But I've never seen one before, and at least I've sort of seen one. So unless I go to Edinburgh Zoo, I'll have to come back out here. Very, very hard to find these in captivity. And I can see now why Dad and I struggled so hard to see these in the wild. I mean, to give you an idea, look. They just disappear. They disappear into the trees. And this one has been here, we've given it an hour, we've come back, and he ain't moving. He ain't moving. And there's another one in that tree somewhere, hidden away. But yes, interesting. Apparently up there, because it was too hot last night. Dad's clapping his hands. I mean, that's never going to work. It was too hot last night, so they go high up in the trees where there's more breeze and cover themselves from the sun with the leaves. Obviously, they've got that very thick fur. So unless it rains, apparently that's where they stay. Anyway, we must continue our journey. We'll show you the Victoria Market in a sec. Look at this place.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I've lost Dad because we were looking at different things. Oh my goodness me. Well, here we are. We've just arrived in our premium economy seats. Look at the size of the telly. Wow. So this marks the end of our trip. And how's it been, Dad?
It's been a very good trip indeed, and we're in a super. Oh, hang on. Here comes the lights around the corner.
We're enjoying all the benefits,
all the toys of this, yeah,
of our upgrade on our flight on the way home. But no, I think probably the best meal I've had this holiday.
Yes. Well, I won't say the best meal, but it's the best.
It was for me.
It's the best flight meal.
The Thai red curry on Singapore Airlines is very, very good.
Yeah, and,
as is the champagne.
I have a little brandy here to finish off my meal, you know.
Yeah, we're taking advantage of all the bells and whistles of premium economy.
Yes.
Look at it, this is it. Oh, you can't really see, but it's a lot better than normal economy.
Yeah.
So this is the end of the trip. I hope you enjoyed the video.
Yeah, I think we worked it out. We travelled something like 27,500 miles this holiday. But,
yeah, so we've got to do something about
so
our carbon footprint.
Carbon footprint's a bit of a problem.
But yes, Singapore next, then home, but we'll be asleep for that. So over and out. Thanks for watching.
See you when we see you. Bye bye.